Ladies and gentlemen, the Double RT Boxing Show shall begin shortly. I am your host, Mr.A. This is the Ready Talk Boxing Show. I did my fair share of predictions today, and I want to take a break from some of those cards. And we're doing a Mr.A.'s thoughts here. So if you're new to the show, thank you for tuning in. Obviously, you tuned in because you saw the title, you like Deontay Wilder, and you're like, what is this guy talking about, Deontay Wilder? Or you could be a Deontay Wilder and be like, how can you even say Deontay Wilder compares to pound for pound? So, thank you for tuning in. Thanks for that support. Again, on this show, on the Ready Talk Boxing Show, we talk, the lingo is best versus the best, number 1 through 15. We talk about the rankings. We talk about, as people call them, bums, tomato cans. We talk about those guys 1 through 15 earning their shot up the ladder and the belts along the way. So if that's your type of thing, if you're that type of boxing junkie, come on into this rehab, sign in at the front desk. That's what you get on this show. Heavyweights, bantamweights, movers, jabbers, uppercuts, comfort fighters, whatever your drug is, this is the fix for your boxing junkie itch. Now, we're not going to do a breakdown today. We're not going to do a post-fight recap. We're doing a Mr.A.'s thoughts, and what that is sometimes I give my opinion on a boxing topic, a daily boxing topic, and sometimes I just grab one out of thin air that's in my brain. And today is Deontay Wilder the Black Canelo? Is he the new pound for pound? Is he the new pay-per-view star? Some people are automatically saying, hell no, Mr.A. What the fuck? Yeah, you must be a boxing junkie to even say that shit. But hey, just listen to me. We're going to go over some paper facts. It's paper facts. You know, just some facts. Talking that talk, talking that boxing time. Overall, this is the Ready Talk Boxing. We just talk boxing. We're boxing junkies. So sit on back, clean your house, whatever you do. Have me in the background. Listen to it. And look where it's going to go over now. On this show, if you've been following the show, pound for pound, everyone has their own criteria. And I always hear people like, oh, well, he has the best resume. He looks the best eyeball test. He fought the better competition. He did. Well, I take a little bit of everything. Eyeball test, resume, accomplishments. But what I do is I only go 3 years. What have you done for me in the last 3 years? So we're going back to 2016. I don't give a fuck what you done 15 and on. That shit don't count in your pound for pound. No, you're not getting all that credit right here on the Double RT Boxing Show. You ain't gonna have a fucking Hall of Fame start and then start cherry picking some bitch ass fights and say I'm pound for pound. Not happening. So 3 years, what have you done for me? Now, again, is Wilder the new pound for pound? Is he the Black Canelo? And the reason why I say that, Canelo, pound for pound, people say he's number 1. You can argue the resume, and that's what I'm going to do right now. I'm going to just give my point of view, Mr. A's thoughts on the resume. Pay-per-view star, we know that was Canelo, but he's been on the zone now. He ain't no pay-per-view star. Did Deontay Wilder take that over? Is he the new pay-per-view star? So we might have to check that box for Deontay. Deontay Wilder might be the new pay-per-view star. Is he the pound for pound? We'll get into that. But Mr. A, why do you say is he the Black Canelo? Well, two of those boxes, and one, a thing with Canelo is he always get so-called favorable scorecards, right? And as my favorite fighter, Aries Landelara, yes, he does get favorable scorecards. And I could sworn that's an argument going around about Deontay Wilder. He's getting favored on the scorecards. By who? The WBC. Oh. Don't the WBC help Canelo? Don't they? Is Deontay Wilder the new Black Canelo? So let's see. So many questionable cards for Canelo. in Deontay Wilder's biggest fights, Fury, a draw, and Luis Ortiz, he was winning on all cards going into that knockout. Now, on Fury, I can argue that he did enough for a draw. I can't say he won that fight, even though on the night live I gave it to Tyson. But I'm not gonna say, because in that fight there's two rounds where it's dull action. Those 2 rounds could be swing rounds like a motherfucker. So I have no. He did enough to earn a draw. He definitely did enough to earn a draw, Deontay Wilder. Now, in Luis Ortiz, that's a hard one. You know that fight goes back and forth. Those first 4 rounds, it's no one really took control of that fight. Did it looked like Luis Ortiz was doing something? It looked like he was pressing the fight, but Deontay Wilder, he fights very slow. He fights. He's not a volume puncher, you know, and he doesn't do much body attack. He doesn't do nothing pretty. He palms you sometimes, some hard ass palms, but he was winning all score. And I'm pretty. I don't know. I don't know too many people to say he was winning comfortably in that fight. You know, shit. It's tough. It's tough to say he was winning that fight. Like I said, I can live with a draw with Tyson Fury. He very earned that draw. This Luis Ortiz fight, that was a tough fight for him. But hey, he was winning all scorecards, and was that a favorable thing? So is Deontay Wilder the new Black Canelo? Favorable calls, pay-per-view king, pound for pound. We gotta check on that. So favorable calls, yes. As I think boxing fans say, he gets favorable scorecards. So check that box. Pay-per-view star. No one else is getting pay-per-views better than Deontay Wilder right now. So 2 boxes, you gotta check them. You gotta check them. Questionable calls, questionable scorecards, pay-per-view star. Deontay Wilder, the new Black Canelo. Now, is he pound for pound? Again, folks, Mr. A's thoughts right here on the RRT Boxing Show. Thank you for your time and support. Checking at the front desk of this rehab center. Sign up. Pound for pound. We go back 3 years again, folks. 3 years. Fuck all the other shit. Now, I know, just for a quick rundown, people say, oh, no, there's no way in hell he's better than Terence Crawford. No way in hell. Okay. Now, we can agree, eyeball test, Terence Crawford is probably the better boxer. And I'm saying probably with, like, people spitting on me. What the fuck you mean, probably? Okay, technically, he's the eyeball-pleasing better fighter. Terence Crawford by far. 35-0. But again, folks, going back 3 years. 2016. Okay? Going back, and now let's listen to this. Now, along the way, yes, Terence Crawford became undisputed. Never defended that, so right there, he already loses points in my book. I don't care. Okay, you became undisputed champion, but you didn't defend it. It's not like you was having trouble making weight. It's not like there was no competition down there. You just didn't defend it. There's Jose Ramirez, a top-ranked fighter, could have whooped his ass, at least for once defense. Usyk, one defense. So already on my book, Usyk is above Terence Crawford just for that simple fact. If you're going to compare those two, pound for pounds, both undisputed, someone defended that undisputed title. Usyk is already above Terence Crawford, considering they're both good boxers. We'll go over that comparison in the resume soon, right now. 2019, Amir Khan, Jose Benavidez, Jeff Horn, solid name right there. He's not getting credit for Amir Khan. He's not getting credit for Jose Benavidez Jr. No. Terence Crawford is not getting credit for those. 2017, Ndongo, undisputed match. Give it to him, regardless of who the hell Ndongo beat. Unified champion. Give him the credit. Give it to him. Felix Diaz. People thought Felix Diaz might do something in that fight, but seriously. Then 2016, John Molina Jr., Victor Postile, and Hank Lundy. Give him Victor Postile, but Hank Lundy, John Molina. Again, now we're going to go from 16 to present. Hank Lundy, John Molina Jr., Jose Benavidez, and American. Those four names, nah. Like I said, and he didn't defend his undisputed title. So I can't give Terence Crawford pound for pound out of all the criteria. Go against Wilder. Spilka and Areola in 2016. You could say that's the same as Hank Lundy and fucking John Molina Jr. Then you got Washington. That's what, Felix Diaz. Like I said, if you want to compare these guys, then you got Stavern. You can say that's a bullshit, Mr.A. But that was a fill-in. Remember, Ortiz failed a drug test. So he gets a rematch against the champion he beats. However you want to look at that. Then Ortiz, Fury, and the number one mandatory, Brazil. So, champion rematch, Luis Ortiz, Fury, Brazil is how he finished it. Washington was a solid competitor at that time. A lot of people wanted to see that fight. A lot of people actually thought that was a test for Wilder. Then you have Lomachenko. Let's compare him to Lomachenko. 19, Campbell, Corolla. Then we go to 18, Pedraza, Linares. Then Rigo, Mayorga, Sosa, Walters, Martinez. That's a solid resume. That's solid. Champions, but you can pick apart Sosa. That's an Areola, a Spilka type match. Mariaga, a fill-in, just like Stavern. You know, Lomachenko gets a pass because what the fuck is homeboy? Orlando Salido fucked up, so Mariaga had to fill in. Ortiz fucked up, Stavern had to fill in. So that's a cancellation. If you're going to give Lomachenko that pass, you're going to give Wilder that pass. Pedraza, Corolla, I don't hold them that high. I don't hold them no higher than a Spilka and a Washington. I know Corolla and Pedraza were champions, whatever, in the ring at the time of the performance. They're the same type of fighter, a threat, as Washington and Spilka and Areola was to Washington, to Wilder. Pedraza and Corolla was the same threat to Lomachenko. It's like that. Past shit don't mean nothing on my pound for pound. So I'm not ranking Pedraza and Corolla for what they did in the past. Present shit. Same as Spilka, Washington, Areola. Same match. Rigo, smaller guy. Walters, Martinez, good fights. Campbell, good fights. Just like Wilder's finished strong. Campbell, Brazil, Fury, Ortiz. But Corolla and Pedraza, Linares, give him credit. So, can you make the argument pound for pound? Pound for pound, Lomachenko? Like I said, boxing wise, we know who's the better boxer. But pound for pound, he's, and you can't hold multi division champions. Deontay Wilder never unified. You can't put it all on Deontay Wilder because all the facts. All we know is he tried. There is no multi-division for Deontay Wilder who traveled through. So you can't hold that against him that he's already at heavyweight. He can't move up like Canelo. Like a Lomachenko who move up through weights to 3-division champ, 4-division, who make themselves look good. So we compared him to Crawford. resume might be better than Crawford. You might want to argue that it can equal Lomachenko's. You know, like I said, he might have went through divisions and became multi-division champion, but since Deontay Wilder is at heavyweight, he tried to unify with Joseph Parker. Parker went with AJ's route. And whatever reason, he publicly let it be known. You could say he ducked him with the money, blah, blah, blah. He tried to unify with AJ. It didn't work out. So he tried to become a unified, undisputed champion since he can't move up. He tried to get those belts like Lomachenko moved up and got belts, like Canelo moved up and got belts. Deontay Wilder tried to get belts. So, pay-per-view star, variable scorecards, and his resume, like I said, am I reaching straws or can I match? Is Corolla Pedraza not the same as Washington and Spilka? Threat level to the. Did anyone think Corolla was going to do more damage to Lomachenko than Washington was going to do to Wilder? I'm pretty sure people actually thought Washington was going to do more damage to Wilder than Corolla to Lomachenko. Pedraza to Spilka. That's the same fucking matchup as threat-wise. Like I said, we're not counting that past history shit, who was champ and who wasn't. It's now. So, and then we got one more guy, Canelo. Now, I don't put Canelo on my pound for pound list for his resume. I think it's good names, but not so good names, and he's connected to a PED suspension. So you're not getting on my pound for pound list with that on, and with, like I said, there's a 3-year window on my pound for pound list, and in the last 3 years you were suspended for a PED issue. Not happening. Not happening. But just for this argument's sake, we're going to go over his resume. Now, the shit's loaded with champs. If you just want to go on paper-wise, this motherfucking resume is fucking dipped in platinum shit, you know? It's like this dude shits out gold bars. Canelo's resume, paper-wise, is ridiculous. 2016, he fights Amir Khan. Then he fights the 154 champ. And then 2018, the 168 champ. 19, the 160 champ. Then the 175 champ. The dude is just fucking champ. He fought Triple G, champ. So he fought 4 championship fights in a row. That's ridiculous, right? Fucking ridiculous. Now, let's actually dive into why it's not so sold. Besides, I already said he's a PED connected case. 2016, Canelo fights Amir Khan. No. Was that more of a threat than a Spilka to Wilder? Was that more of a threat to Washington to Wilder? Oh, but Mr.A, Amir Khan was winning that fight until he got knocked out. Well, so was Washington. So was Washington. Washington was jabbing the shit out of Wilder until he got knocked the fuck out, just like Amir Khan was jabbing the shit out of Canelo until he got knocked the fuck out. So, you could cancel those fights out right there. Liam Smith, a champion. Give it to him. You know? Chavez Jr., really? Really? Then you got Gennady Golovkin back to back. It's arguably that he lost the first fight. It's arguable that he lost both of those fights. So, with a PED connection case, 2 asterisks by probably your biggest fight besides Floyd Mayweather, on if you want him or not, and you fought Amir Khan and Chavez Jr. so far. So is that really pound for pound? 2 asterisks, Chavez Jr. and Amir Khan, and so far you beat Liam Smith for a belt. But yet you're pound for pound. And then after the Triple G's asterisks, you get Rocky Fielding going up and fighting for a regular world title when you could have easily fought Callum Smith. You could have easily fought who was the WBC at that time? Was it Was the WBC even vacated at that time? Was David Benavidez suspended, or was that because Darrell and no, it was vacated. I believe that that belt was vacated. Yardarum and Darrell fought for it. He could have went up and fought for that belt. He could have fought someone else. He could have fought the number one contender for that belt. If I'm not mistaken, I could be wrong, but I think the belt was vacated. Or did Benavidez beat? Um, nah, he could. I think he could have fought for the WC. He could have fought. He could have challenged Plant, but no, he went for a nice, easy Rocky Fielding on his own matchup, and then he fights Daniel Jacobs. Give him credit for Daniel Jacobs, even though I think Daniel Jacobs is a B minus fighter. He's I guess the best of the next. I guess it's B minus, high C plus. He beats who he's supposed to beat. Um, Never really passes the big ball, the big test. Talked a lot of shit in that fight and didn't do shit. To me, Daniel Jacobs is like Cotto. Even Cotto came to fight. He let his hands go. Daniel Jacobs freezes to me. So, but we'll give Canelo credit for that one. Beat his ass, took that 160 belt. So far, Amir Khan, Chavez Jr., two asterisks against Triple G, and solid wins against three. If you want to, in Rocky Field, and come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Daniel Jacobs and Smith, two solid wins, and then you get Kovalev. Then you get Kovalev, knocked his ass the fuck out. But you know what? Deontay Wilder knocked everyone the fuck out. He knocked Luis Ortiz the fuck out. Knocked Bermain Stavern the fuck out. Washington the fuck out. So Brazil the fuck out. And then now it's the whole did Kovalev fix the fight? That asterisk. Canelo asterisk. Saul Alvarez, possibly three asterisks, a PED connection. That's not on Mr. A's pound for pound list. So is Deontay Wilder the pound for pound pay-per-view star? Is he the new Black Canelo? Thank you for tuning in. This is Mr. A. You just watched the Mr. A's thoughts. Stay tuned in.